Hello and welcome to the Munce Report, a special Easter edition where we're going to preview the runners for the Easter Saturday meeting at Doomben. Welcome, Chris, and how's your week been? Obviously, a little disappointing that Wednesday's Sunshine Coast meeting didn't go ahead due to the deluge of rain. Obviously, just a bit disappointing for owners given that there isn't that many races around at the moment.
Yeah, look, it was extremely disappointing, Adam. As you said, we don't get that many opportunities now with the restriction in race meetings, and it was disappointing to lose the way we did. It's normally the jockeys that are the ones that are sort of their safety with the wet track and the rain, but this time apparently all the jockeys were quite willing to ride and quite keen to ride. So it was it's quite disappointing the race meeting didn't go ahead.
And obviously you're just now trying to find races for them, reprogramming it for next week, and I believe there's an extra meeting next week that some of these horses can then go to.
Well, there is a Friday meeting, but there's also been an extra couple of races added on each day, Wednesday and Friday as well. So all those horses that were in on Wednesday have been catered for next week, which is good.
Very good, mate. All right, well, let's get into the preview. Race 1 is a 2-year-old maiden plate. You've got 3 runners accepted here. Sakura Star makes her debut for Eureka Stud with Stephanie Thornton aboard. Which is obviously something new. She doesn't ride a lot for the stable. Dash for Dreams also makes her debut after being scratched from Wednesday's meeting, and Continuum, who is a first emergency, but looks like we'll get a run in what will be career start number 5.
Yeah, well, Continuum has got a run. She's just drawn a bit awkwardly, and it's unfortunate for her because she's a filly that does need a barrier, in my opinion. At last start, she had to get too far back at Desert, which doesn't suit back markers, but she did finish off the race very, very well, and I was quite pleased with the way she raced. So she's going to need a bit of luck from her draw, but she is going well. Sakura Star's a nice filly, as you said, owned by Eureka Stud. She's had two jump outs. First one was very good, was quite fresh and impressive, and then the second one was probably a typical second up trial. But she's a nice filly, probably a little bit above herself, but she's got a bright future. And Dash for Dreams, well, I've only given her the one trial, but I was really pleased with how she got back and hit the line in that trial. So, 3 nice horses with all got bright futures.
Very good. All right, race 2 is a maiden handicap over 1,200 metres, where Rosiera resumes after missing out on Wednesday from that Sunshine Coast meeting. Yeah,
I was probably a bit lucky that I accepted with her for Saturday. I had intended on running her on Wednesday, but as it turns out, she drew a lot better on Saturday anyway. So this filly's been trialling terrific, and I've been really pleased with how she's come up this preparation. So from a good draw, I can just sort of see her sitting just behind the speed somewhere, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her run a cheeky race.
Race 4 is a benchmark 78 handicap over 1630 metres, and Smart Meteor is second up here after resuming with it was a huge run behind Command and Conquer last start.
I thought it went really well. Obviously, it was well short of his best distance, but he was back on the fence, and he railed up really well to only get beaten a small margin. So his run first up was good. Obviously, second up today, straight to the mile. Don't see that as a problem, as he did go from a 1,300 metre start to 2,000 metres third up last prep and won. So good draw, I think, helps him, and he's certainly in good order.
Race 5 is a benchmark 72 over 2,030 metres. Last start winner Al Jude for Larry Cassidy steps up to the 2,000 metres after a really impressive win over 1,800 metres last start at the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, well, this filly's just flying. I mean, the further we go, the better she's going. And she's really handling her racing beautifully. I mean, she's come through each run in good order. So no reason to suggest that she won't race well again tomorrow. She's improving all the time, and after that, obviously, we'll have to sit down and just assess where we go and just find out if there are going to be any sort of feature fillies or staying races put on at the back end of May, June and July. We may have to give her a bit of a freshen up, but she's in terrific order, this filly, and I couldn't be happy with her.
Because obviously, yeah, those last 2 runners, Al Jude and Smart Meteor, had the Winter Carnival in mind, and that's what you're saying, obviously, hoping, because there has been some talk that there may be some feature races or new races created to sort of substitute for that Winter Carnival.
That's right. And I mean, look, Stampy's in that same sort of category. I mean, he's been up a while and had a few runs, but obviously we were sort of anticipating that when there was an announcement no Winter Carnival that there wouldn't be any feature races, but now it looks like we're hoping that there could be a few nice races put on for us to run in.
Okay, and just speaking of Stampy, he's the final runner for the program in race 6. He's obviously in form. It's a 3-year-old handicap. You had him dual accepted for the open race as well, but he's sticking to his own age group, and he was 3rd in that same race behind Command and Conquer.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, it's just quite incredible how the barriers have turned out once again this week. You know, 3 2-year-olds in, they've drawn 8, 9 and 10, and Stampy was duly accepted and managed to draw 10 in both races. So it's quite bizarre in my mind, but he'll run in the 3-year-old race. He'll be well weighted with an allowance, I think, on Saturday. So I'm kind of hoping that he'll put himself right there on the speed somewhere as he's been doing in his previous starts. And there's no reason why he won't go on and prove hard to beat. He's in good form, and he certainly hasn't, in my eye, doesn't seem to have gone over the top.
Very good, mate. All right, well, some good chances heading towards Saturday, and obviously it's a nice time. It's Easter time, and I believe you're going to have a special guest home with you for Easter. Yeah,
no, it's very good. Our daughter Caitlin, she's been home for the last probably 2 or 3 weeks now, but she's been in isolation there since coming back. So she'd spent 6 or 8 months over there riding out for Michael Stout, and having her back will be a great thrill to see her back at home and in one piece. So, it'll be lovely to see her.
All right, mate. Well, good luck on Saturday, and have a happy Easter for yourself and the family, and obviously all the owners too.
Good on you. Thanks, Adam.